So I used to play Napoleon Total War all the time. Really liked the game. Shut up. And I want to talk about one of the battles that I fought because it is at one and the same time the best, most epic, fun battles I've ever had, and also somehow the most frustrating, terrible, awful battles I've ever been subjected to. So, I play Austria. I really like playing Austria. One reason I like playing Austria is that people tend to underestimate Austria. Like they say, it's just like it's a second tier country. They can't stand up. They're not no match for the British or the French, but they're pretty good. Artillery is nothing epic, but I've always found made good use of it. The light infantry are pretty cheap, pretty good. Cavalry are great. I love my Uhlans. I would give anything to keep my Uhlans. They're so cool. And then there's the infantry. Infantry is not really much to talk about as far as Austria goes, except that they have Hungarian Fusiliers. I love Hungarian Fusiliers. Now, if you look at Hungarian Fusiliers, you might not see why, except if you look a little further down in their statistics and look at their hand-to-hand combat stats. And their hand-to-hand combat stats are really good. Better than a lot of elite infantry, in fact. Better than Young Guard. You know, one of my great pleasures in wargaming has always been watching some overconfident French player send his Young Guard into hand-to-hand combat with my Hungarian Fusiliers. That's always really nice to see. So in this particular battle, I was Austria. I was hosting a team battle, 3 players on each team. My team was defending at Waterloo. So I was in Austria. I was on the far right, defending the farmhouse of La Haye Saint. I think it was that. Pretty sure it's it. That or Huguemont. I'm pretty sure La Haye Saint. I don't remember what countries my teammates were playing. They never really made much of an impression, which I hope will be made pretty clear soon. The enemy team was there was French on my right, British in the middle, and Russians on the left. My left, the enemy's right. Now the French player, or I refer to them by the countries they were playing. The French player, he and I actually became good friends later. I knew him as Banane, or BAN4NE. I don't know why, but anyway. Cool guy. Really glad I got to know him. So the battle started, and I put some of my Hungarian Fusiliers inside the farmhouse, La Haye Saint, I think it was. And so the French player ran his army forward. Now, if you play Total War, you know that's not a good idea because your soldiers get tired and they start fighting and it's not good. But he ran his army forward, and then he flung in some Young Guard into the farmhouse. And I glanced over, I ran my cursor over them and saw that they were tired. Tired Young Guard running into the farmhouse to fight my Hungarian Fusiliers. And I'm like, yes! Come! Feed my Hungarians! They thirst for French blood. Frog legs! Oh man, it was a slaughter. It was a complete slaughter. It was glorious to see. The French, my Hungarians just ate them. Showing a little more persistence than intelligence, the French player then flung in some of his French Fusiliers to support the almost all dead Young Guard. They were also tired, and so my Hungarians ate them too. And he just kept flinging his army into the farmhouse. and I fed in reinforcements as the battle progressed. At a certain point, I wrote into the team chat asking my teammates to send some infantry over to me to help defend my side of the board, because I was pretty sure I was going to be receiving a lot of attacks, because I could see that as well as the French player attacking me, the British player was bringing his army over. So anyway, so there I was defending La Haye Sainte with my army. One of my teammates sent one infantry unit over. He put it in a place where it did absolutely, literally no good, and then spent the entire rest of the battle just sitting there and doing nothing. My other teammate did not send any infantry anywhere and just sat there the entire battle doing absolutely nothing. Very frustrating. They deployed their armies, and then they just sat there and did nothing. I don't know. Anyway, so the British player didn't run his army over, so they weren't as tired as the French soldiers were, and he sent in his elites to try to take the farmhouse, and they did a little better than the French did because they weren't so tired, but still, my Hungarians just killed them. And even with my teammates just sitting there doing nothing, I might have won. I might have been able to hold off the French and the British together, except then came the Russians. Russian grenadiers are tough, really tough. So they went in, and my army was slowly, painfully ground down to nothing. And the whole time, I'm writing into team chat asking for help. And I'm screaming! It's very hard to scream through chat, but I was doing my best. Begging, cursing them out, insulting them, doing anything I could to try to get some reaction out of them. Nothing. So frustrating. So at a certain point, I had like 2 half units left. My entire army had just been ground down into nothing, and I pulled them back. And I wrote into the general chat for the opposing team to see as well. I said, "Please murder my teammates," and they promised they would. Yeah, there are situations where you respect your enemies a lot more than you respect your supposed allies, and this was one of them. So, after wiping out my army, they got up onto the ridge. And by this point, there were not very many British or French left, and Russians had also suffered a lot. But there were enough of them that they were now in a very good position to roll up the rest of the line. So they attacked the teammate to my left, the one who sent the 1 infantry unit my way, and they murdered his army, which was heartwarming. It was I was happy. I was very happy to see that. And then they moved on to the third teammate, the one who did not send anything or did literally nothing the entire battle, and they started murdering his army, and then he quit. Now, this was a ranked battle, so if anyone quit, the whole battle stopped, which was, again, very frustrating, because I wanted to see the end of that battle. I wanted to see my stats. I wanted to see... Even though my team lost, my army had killed so many of the enemy that I'm sure I would still have gotten a boost in addition to my ranking in the game. But it was not to be. Very frustrating. So epic! Cool! And so frustrating. So, respect to worthy enemies, death to unworthy allies, And I got to know the French player Benin, and we became pretty good friends. I think we played a lot together, and I got to show off how really effective Austria can be, especially the cavalry. Awesome cavalry. I won several battles with just Austrian cavalry. Pretty cool. I might talk about some of those battles too, if anyone's interested. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for listening to me. And if you have any cool Total War battles to share, please do. I'd love to hear. Anyway, have a good night, and God bless.